Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode two of Critical Learning, where we are covering basic ass photography. Uh, Joining me tonight, two plus one. That's a little bit late. Gentlemen here, starting with Mister.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Critical Learning, where we'll put knowledge inside of our brains.
Wow.
Don't.
What's
Why
up?
you gonna say that so damn close?
I just sat down.
All right.
You guys know me, right?
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Julio. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, and then for the first time on this channel, we got
Look at this
somebody.
guy.
Who is this guy?
Hey, it's me, Miguel. Chris asked me to be here to set an example as what not to do. So I just had to come and make a fool of myself.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
What?
invite.
We're not gonna make a fool out of you too much. It'll be all right. But yeah, so if you guys don't, if this is your first time watching this, or you don't really know what's going on here, essentially, um, I personally I always get questions on how to take photos of your builds. I've always touted, if you've put 100% into your builds, why not, present it the absolute best way possible. So this kind of series is covering a multitude of different ways that you are able to do that. Whether you have the budget to afford, a nice camera, or if you only have your cell phone, like Miguel over here, or and if you don't have like the most ideal setup,
Like
whether you have
Miguel.
a photo, like Miguel over here, or if you don't have a photo box or any of that stuff. So that is kind of the whole point of this thing. So I'm gonna try my best to cover as much as I can. If you guys have any questions, feel free to to ask away, and hopefully one of these two gentlemen, while I'm in like that other side, uh, will let me know, and I will help answer that question. But yeah, let's. I mean, we can just jump right into it. It looks like Miguel is like almost ready, so let's do it. So the first thing, okay, and Miguel, I really don't mean to call you up. I'm gonna have to.
Here we go.
So your current setup, right, is it's it's two it's is it two pieces of what do you call that type of paper?
Construction paper, Bristol board.
Yeah. So yeah, the construction paper. You have two pieces of construction paper. So one is taped to the wall, and then the other one's on a table, right?
Yeah.
So the problem with this setup is now you're going to have that massive seam that connect to the top and the bottom.
So
Um,
yes, you're right. So let me see if I can. So before, let me just start off by saying, um, the reason I didn't do more, like set up more the background on it, was because um, I wanted to focus today more on this kit for the close-up shots.
okay, so if you just want to do diesel shots, that's perfectly fine.
Yes,
What you
yes,
have right now is fine. That's great. If you're not doing full body shots, then
yes.
we can go
Correct.
ahead and yeah, we'll work with what we got.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's perfectly fine. So without further ado, let's go back to a multi-screen. You see Julio and his jorts over here getting ready to go. What are you taking photos of tonight, Julio? Your
My big
bust?
bust. Yeah.
Okay, so let me switch over to the camera real quick. I'm gonna go for a solo shot, and then let's look at the actual. Oops, that's the camera actual. Um, what the what am I doing here again? That's right. Okay, hold on. So you gotta wait for a little bit to for it to load up. There it goes. So here is the actual studio, right? So the last time we did this, I had like a photo booth set up with a multitude of lights and stuff. So this time around, we are doing just a regular. I can't remember the name of this thing, but it's like a very it's not even paper. It's like a plastic kind of roll sheet on a table that's being held up by two tripods. You've got the same lights that I've used for the photo booth, but this time those are directed straight at the back, right? And then if you guys saw just a little bit ago, you'll see the actual shot of it. just turn this back to its regular shot. There you go. So this is kind of the outcome you get, right? You get a nice kind of neutral background. This isn't like pure black like it was in the photo booth, because that's not what we're aiming for this time. But it's nice and neutral. The subject is in focus. It's nice and large. You get to see all of the detail and all that stuff. So um, what I would suggest, for example, for Miguel, if you're looking for, let me put you on a solo. If you want really good detailed close-up shots, and you're using your phone, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I would move your subject closer to you,
So further away from the wall.
further away from the wall, so that way your camera will focus more on the foreground than it will on the background. You'll get a nice bokeh effect, even though it's already black. But that will help further remove any kind of noise and detail from the background that might um, detract from
Okay.
your beautiful kit here. All right,
Thank you.
and
Thank you very much.
yeah, well, no problem, man. And then while we're here, I want to say hello to everybody that's joining us
Hi.
tonight. I see Jupla, I see Manny McDeal, Michael Dawson, creeping feeling for you too. What up? She says,
What's up, guys?
I need a critical learning to teach me how to read. I can't help you there, man. I mean, I can't teach Julio either. So,
What?
you got I see M Samosa. That sounds like is that Mikkel?
Yeah. What up,
Yeah.
bro?
Edsel Reyes, and then the Ungawa. What's up, guys? All right. Um, Miguel, are you able to show me what your phone settings look like?
Probably. Give me a sec. Camera settings, obviously, you're talking about.
Yes, camera settings. Yes. Okay. So first of all, pretty much all modern cameras from 2008-9 onwards have either a pro or a manual mode, and that is what we're needing to use here.
All right. So
So is this an iPhone?
it's an iPhone XR.
iPhone XR. Okay, so that is your actual camera size. So if you go back to your actual camera, okay. Now, are you able to put it into pro mode
Is that
or manual mode? Because it should have one.
pro mode or manual mode? Give me a second. I don't believe so.
You said this is an iPhone XR.
XR, yeah.
Yeah, it should have a pro camera mode. Let me see if I can look it up for you. From the home screen, tap camera, tap the flash icon, tap one of the following, tap the live photos icon to turn on or off, tap the timer icon, tap the filters icon. Yeah. Let's see here. See, use camera on your iPhone, iPod Touch. That doesn't even exist anymore. God. All right. Let's see here. Now, are you able to change like the shutter speed on your phone? Because I mean,
No.
see, that's weird because my phone has that. Julio's phone has that,
Yo,
right?
his shit is fucking Canadian, bro.
These are the only. So these are the only options that I have.
Preserve settings, grid mirror front camera.
It's a different menu than that, I do believe.
Yeah, it's a different menu. It should show you like
Yeah, go back to the camera, and then there should be like a downward arrow towards the top.
There is right here, and then when I click it, I get the options over there on the bottom. But that's it.
It can
no-
change the
aspect ratio, the square, 4:3 or 16:9.
What camera app are you using?
Oh, it's just no app. It's just the camera.
Just a open camera. You might have to get a app that'll control more settings.
So I had Lightroom.
Lightroom might work.
Lightroom's for after.
Oh yeah. I mean that's for post processing. Yes.
Is there something you guys recommend then?
There's what the fuck is it? Manny uses it. Yo, Manny, where you at, Shane?
Yeah, Manny was here.
I downloaded it. Let me see if we can. Yeah. Well, you got a Samsung, right?
No, iPhone XR.
iPhone. So maybe you might not be able to download it
Oh, for
from the
fuck's
Apple
sakes.
Store, man.
Should be able to.
There's got to be like a Pro Cam something or another in the Apple Store that you can probably look up and use.
Yeah, see, there should be an app. So the Ungawa says there should be an app in the App Store for cameras. There should be one. If you give me one moment, let me look it up for you. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
I have ProCam 8. Raw Plus. No, that's DSLR.
Pro camera. Was it? You guys use something called the Apple Store, right? Let's see. So in terms of like things with pretty good reviews, you got the Pro camera or the Pro manual camera.
That's these two, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yes.
ProCam 8 and Pro. Okay. I'll get the manual one, or.
Well, I mean, the Pro camera will just give you more access to more settings that you
Okay.
need to get a good look. And then also, do you have a tripod?
I do.
Okay, good. We're gonna use that too.
Okay.
All right. So it looks like Julio learned his lesson from the first from the first episode, and he has a table now, right? And he has like this. What's this thing called, man? A gorilla pod?
What?
The tripod.
Oh,
The
I have
tripod.
no idea. It's something that has like the octopus legs, and I have no
Yeah.
idea what
And that's perfect, especially for your setup. This is really good. So,
uh,
now like from the first episode, remember to set a timer. So when you press the
I
button,
don't know how to set my timer. I'm looking for that now.
okay, come back and show me your screen. We'll figure it out.
Oh man. Okay. Uh,
All right, so you have focus mode, metering. Now, usually, when it comes to like timers, it's not actually on the digital menu. There might be a button on your camera that shows you where your timer is.
this might be it. Single frame, continuous, quiet shutter release, 10-second self timer.
Yeah, usually you can also change the setting on that to be a 2 second timer, because 10 second timer is going to take you, every time you take a photo, it's going to take forever.
I don't know how to change. White balance, ISO. Oh, that's so much easier to
So-
get to. Exposure compensation, flash.
Taylor says the button with the multiple squares is the self timer button.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
I'm
so you're
looking
looking at it
at,
right
but
now.
I can't change it from 10 seconds.
It's on the right of the screen, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know how to change it once you're in there. It says 10 seconds.
Okay, so set it to self timer, and then there should be a. Let me see here. What's the name of this camera, Julio?
A Nikon D3500. Yeah, I can't change it.
Let's see here. Highlight self timer. Here we go. So go to your camera setup, or the setup menu, and then
Shoot menu?
head over to self timer. Yeah, and then Taylor says you guys have the same camera. It's in your settings.
Oh, I see it now. Okay,
Okay, and then you should be able to change the amount.
2 seconds.
Yes, 2 seconds.
Okay, sweet.
That'll give you enough time to remove any kind of micro movement, or shaking. So don't shake the table. Don't
Yeah,
lean on it.
I got you.
Okay. All right. It's way up there now. Also,
learn how to use things. Learn how to use things.
I did mention to you earlier, right? That yellow light's gonna be a problem.
I should turn it off.
Well, do you have any other lights?
The
ring
ring
light?
cam I have above my shit. I could turn up the intensity so that it'll brighten more. Should I diffuse it?
No, I mean, okay, so we can leave it as is. This yellow light again might be a problem, but we'll figure that out when you take photos and stuff.
Don't you know that this is a whites only stream, Chooch?
Oh God!
Oh my god!
Jesus. Oh Christ!
Jeez. Okay, so go ahead and set up Julio, and then we'll see what kind of results you get, and then Miguel, how's your download going?
It's done. It was done. Whenever
Okay,
you're
so
ready.
Okay, so if you go ahead and open your app,
Yeah.
all right, sweet. So so if you look at your settings at the bottom of the screen there, right? So ISO you want to set to either 50 or 100, whichever is lower for whichever one is more available for you.
So why can't I? Oh, sorry. What number again?
Either 50 or 100, whichever is more appropriate for you. A pro.
Okay, 50 or 100. One sec.
The Ngala says Miguel being super Canadian. Don't you know?
What are you talking about, Sam? Oh, this takes a while on a phone. Okay, I got the ISO just to like move it from it was at 250. It's on, but every time I click, it takes like 2 or 3 seconds. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it. I got it to 50 now.
Okay, so it's 50. So it's gonna be super dark. Okay. Usually, I would set. Let me see. What other settings do you have here? You have autofocus. You have auto white balance. 5200K should be good. Are you in a generally like? Do you have any? Okay. Do you have any lights? Actually, no.
I
thinking
have
about it.
one light above me, and I have another LED like bar just in case I need it for anything.
Okay.
But the one above is pretty strong.
Okay. When you say you have a light above, is that just the room light?
No, I'll show you. It's one of these IKEA guys.
So I want you to take that light and point it at your background.
Okay.
Don't point it at the kid itself. Point it at your background.
Give me a sec. I just got to go around the counter. Directly behind it, above it.
So that's a little too close to the background. Make it move it further away. Make sure it's not like a giant spotlight on the actual background. That should be good. All right, and
Okay.
then you're gonna put your phone on your tripod, put it on a timer of about 2 seconds, set it on the table. And obviously take a photo and see if it's either too dark or it's the composition is good or bad or
Okay.
whatever, and then we'll mess with the settings more, because since I don't know your environment and your whole setup, the only way we can figure it out is if you take a photo.
So let me just set it up.
These guys just taking photos.
That's what we came here to do.
I know.
So timer.
His environment is cold. This is what Nkala says.
Man, it's been super fucking hot. It is definitely not cold. Okay, timer now. How many seconds?
About 2 seconds. It's
Okay.
just so that when you press the button to take the photo, it gives your camera time to settle.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take a bad
test
photo with
photo?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's 5 seconds now, and go. Oh, okay. 1 sec. I gotta authorize photos. Of course.
What the heck? All right, so O8 Studio says, "Oh goodness, I am in for a treat." Is that because Miguel is on screen, or no?
Of
Not
course.
quite sure. All right, so if you guys
Okay.
have any questions so far, whether or not it's Miguel or Chooch or anybody in chat, um, I'm since I'm kind of paying attention to what these two are doing right now. I'm also paying attention to the screen. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, I will talk about using a camera. So obviously, with Miguel, he has to use a third-party app since it's an iPhone, and iPhones aren't. Uh, they don't have a pro mode, but most camera phones well, most Android phones do. So I I use an Android phone. I believe Julio also uses one,
Yeah.
and that's usually what we use. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a little bit here. And then O8 Studio says, yes, I heart Miguel.
That's my boy.
Let's see here. So Miguel is asking, your Pabs, what warmth bulbs do you use for the lamps? So let me see if I can get you the actual warmth of those bulbs, because like I tried to go for as neutral as I can so that it's not actually affecting any of the coloring. So obviously, because the different temperatures of light that you have, it will obviously influence your your final shot. So and that's something you don't want to happen. So let me just see here real quick. And preferably, like if you're gonna grab just a regular daylight, um, if you're just gonna grab a regular LED bulb from like the hardware store, I would go for like a daylight bulb. Those are usually quite easy to use and very simple. Let's see, I'm trying to do this with one arm, man. Damn. All right, and so the ones I use are 600 lumens, Mikhail, and they're day LED lamps or day LED bulbs. So Julio, how's it going over there?
This last one looked real good. I set my aperture to 1/10 of a second, I think.
Okay.
My f-stops at f5 and my ISO's at 100, and I think
Mhm.
it's starting to get there.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, why don't you send it my way, and then we'll take a look at it on screen.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I got a question for you. Do I
Yeah.
need to be using a tripod?
Yes, 100%.
It helps
So
with the blurriness.
yeah, so whenever you use a manual or a pro mode, or whether you're using your mirrorless camera, your DSLR, or your phone, um, having a tripod there, especially when you're taking a photo of a static item like like a build or something, because it's not really moving. Um, shit. I think I got disconnected real quick.
No, you were still there.
Okay, that was weird. Yeah. So whether whether you what was I saying? I lost track of what I was saying.
Tripod.
Yeah, tripod. So since you're taking a photo of a static object, you need to be as still as possible. Having it on the tripod just eliminates any shake or any kind of blurriness that you'll get from trying to focus in on your subject.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then Joopla is also, it's not a question, but he says those are poster boards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the thing that Miguel is using is construction paper. Since he's only going to be taking photos of it in detail, so he's going to be zooming in and not really paying attention to the seam in the background. If you want like a seamless background, let me go ahead and switch over to this image right here. So it's not an image; it's an actual like a live shot. So this is the setup today, right? Let me move it around so you guys can see it.
Move back further.
All right. So you can see, if I just make myself bigger here, you can see it's essentially just one of those like construction type papers, but it's actually more of a plastic material.
Yeah.
It's slightly shinier, and it's clamped using these two big clamps on a. So there's tripods behind there, like super cheap tripods. Um, and yeah, and then I have two LED lamps kind of pointing at the background. This one's really pointing more towards the door. And then you've got the subject here. You have my camera here, obviously in the front taking the photo, and then you have another LED. Kind of, I can't remember the name of this thing. It's an LED camera light on top of my camera. That's slightly diffused, kind of giving it more of a frontal key light. So, and then if you want to see the results of this setup, go to camera actual, turn this off, and that is kind of the result of it, right? So you get this is slightly harsher than the photo boxes because I'm not really diffusing too many of my lights. But you get to see a lot of the detail. You get to see all of the dust because this is an old build. Thanks, Julio.
Welcome.
And and it's yeah, it's you got the background that's nice and blurry, and it's you've got that nice bokeh going on. So even though it is reflecting a lot more light than say the photo box I was using in episode one, this is still nice and neutral, and your subject is what's in front of the camera and not the background itself.
You'll have to send you a picture saying
Where would
Same,
you send it?
to Instagram.
same.
Okay. All right. Let me save this real quick, and then we'll take a look at them. Pictures. Pictures. And then you said you sent me one as well, Miguel?
Yeah, Instagram as well.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna save all of both of those. We'll take a look at your results here in a quick second. And then, so Easy Eight Boy is saying you use multiple light sources, don't you? Yes. So if we go back to this studio image again, you'll see where'd it go? Oh, it's probably loading up again. Son of a bitch. We gotta wait. Let's see. So yeah, if you look at the image right here, I have two LED lights over here that's being reflected off of, I guess, the door, and then another one's directed towards the background itself. And then if you look at the placement of my the kit itself, it's actually almost at the very edge of the table, so it's quite far away from the background, and that helps kind of defocus the background, focus on the foreground more. You get a nice bokeh effect, um, and yeah. Uh, And then Easy Boy says a direct light and indirect light. Yep. So the two indirect lights right there on each side, and then you have a more direct light, like that's actually on top of my camera. All right. All right. So that's downloaded. How do I do this again? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open these guys up. Sort by date. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Julio's real quick. Sure. Okay. So what do you think about this, Julio, so far?
I think it's a good picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far away from you are you from your background?
Like 2 feet, maybe 3 feet.
2 feet or 3 feet? Okay. Let's go back to this. Okay, so the one thing I'm noticing is while I think your subject looks great, you're missing one light somewhere.
It's probably from behind, right?
Not from behind. Like I think you're missing one from the
Front
left
left.
side,
Front left.
front left. Yeah, so you're missing a little bit of that, and then because of you only have the one light source right now, right? Which is
Pretty
that
much.
lamp. Yeah, the lamp on the right, like on your right.
Mhm.
Um, and that's pointed at your background. And it's what color temperature is that?
It should be cool.
So here the Ingawa says, I think it makes the top of the torso part stick out too much, like a depth issue or something. Yeah, and see, I think that's more because of the darkness on underneath right here. So, if I look at this right, and then we switch over to this one. Oh, I think my camera light just died. Um, you can kind of see that like there's like a certain amount of brightness that like yours is missing. Right? You know what I mean?
Mm. How many lights do you have, Chooch?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, maybe they're
Where's
just
the third?
not well
The
placed.
the ring lamp above my monitor.
Yeah, but that's not directed at the like that's not
It is.
affecting your light, right? Or is it?
It's pointed right at the area I'm taking a photo.
Hmm.
It's not close. I can bring it
Okay.
closer.
You might need to bring it closer.
I can do it.
Okay, so while you do that, let's go ahead and go back to the images, and then we'll take a look at Miguel's image, right?
I'm gonna send you actually another one, Pabs, because I just moved my light a bit and I grabbed the second one. So I'm gonna attempt this again.
Okay. What are you laughing at?
You just got the camera on me, so I started dancing.
Stupid. Yeah, let's take a look and see. So when you say detail, Miguel, are you taking photos not just of the whole kit, right? But you're taking photos of like certain parts of it.
Correct. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure that that's what you're actually doing. That's fine. I need to charge my light. I was not prepared for the stream. It's been a stupid day. Stupid.
Let me
All right,
ask
so,
you something. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so I have this at ISO
50.
50. What's AEL stand for?
AEL.
And what should it be at? Yeah.
Hold on.
Can you see right there?
It's the first one, right?
Yeah.
That is usually what is known. Just to see if I remember what it is. You can put it down, man. I've seen it. It should be your. It's either your auto exposure lock or your auto focus lock. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So if you're and this is kind of the thing with a lot of camera phones. Like it tries to hold your hand too much. So when you try to have a little bit of freedom, it's
Yeah.
like no, you got to do it like this.
So
Yeah.
now with the ISO at 50, it is super dark with the light pointing at the background for some reason.
And you said you had another light, right? Your LED light.
Yes, which I've set up across from there, right there.
Okay,
So
so I would have
one is here and the other one is illuminating on this side right here.
what I like to do sometimes is I actually like to hold on to one of the lights like with my hand and direct it like a certain way and see if you kind of like the look of it depending on where the light is. You know what I mean? So if you keep looking at your camera while you're moving your light around, that'll help you kind of gauge where you want it to be, and then you can take a photo as you're holding that light. You've essentially become your own assistant.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah, when I was a fashion photographer, we used to have an assistant that would just literally hold the light and move it around to see where it would look best. If you were looking for more dynamic shots, like looking for more where shadows would play differently and stuff like that. And Kukumatsu says, yeah, auto exposure lock. And then for Julio, so while you're experimenting with that, we'll go back to Julio real quick. Easy Eight Boy says for your shots, I do a lower left light, try to get some reflection from below, which is a good idea. You have a ton of detail underneath that bust that you kind of want to bring out. So if you have a light, so say you have your ring light right there. Can you change the temperature of that thing from because it looks very yellow to me? Are you able to change that to maybe a bluer light?
Yeah, hold on. This is not the best tripod, guys.
No, it's not. It doesn't give you a lot of leveling options.
No, mine is crap too.
Yours ain't bad.
Okay, you know what? I have another light, which might be better than this one. Just give me a minute.
Yeah. So the thing is, so the way I'm kind of showing and kind of teaching you guys is very reminiscent of classic product photography, right? Like
Mm.
most of the time it's very neutral, it's very kind of clear and stuff like that. But what I would encourage you guys, and what other photographers will encourage is for you guys to experiment to see what you
Mm-hmm.
like the look of more, right? I just want to make sure that the photo is doing your build justice because you guys worked hard on it,
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit.
Okay, that's better.
So if you look at my screen right now, Julio, you see. So I don't have that frontal LED, right? Because it's charging right now. You see
Yeah.
how dark it is? Oops. Let's go back to it. There you go. You see how dark it is? Make it bigger. You'll see how dark it is underneath right here. So I'm losing a lot of that detail. I'm losing a lot of detail on the sides.
Yeah.
It's like it's very faded out. Like the colors don't look like they pop. This is what you try to avoid.
They're very dark. I find that mine are very dark.
Okay, so
I
if you
don't.
feel like your ISO at 50 might be too much, or it might be too much in terms of darkness. Bump it up to ISO 100, and then
Okay.
change your shutter speed and your f-stop, which is your exposure and your aperture, to different settings to um, accommodate your the brightness and the exposure of your environment. Yeah, I just noticed your hiney was a lot purpler than mine.
I didn't use the Anchoret paint. I mixed my
That's
own,
fair.
like a true builder. Some would say. Some would say.
Okay, buddy. And then Kukumasu says personal preferences: black versus gray versus white background. So if that's a question, look, I guess we'll all answer this. So for me, personally, I like my super dark backgrounds. If we look at pretty much a majority of the images that I take, I post, it's mostly very black neutral backgrounds. Um, it's just I think there's it's just a cleaner look. With white backgrounds, sometimes your kit can get lost depending on the color, and nobody wants your kit to get lost. You know what I mean? But what about you guys?
I like dark backgrounds.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, dark backgrounds just do it, man. There's a certain pop to it, like if I'll make this an example, right? Nice and dark. Everything is showing, even like the darker pieces here. Um, yeah, dark black backgrounds. Be nice.
Okay, I messed around with the ISO. It already looks better.
Okay, good.
I sent it to you.
Okie dokie. Let's take a look at it. Well, hello.
Hello there, Brian.
Your mom's in.
Huh? My mom's on there?
Yeah,
Where'd
you
she
said
go?
I'm a true an example. That's why I have to say your mom's an example. It's the nature of the beast. I gotta mute this in the background because we're gonna get some doubling
Oh. What's going on,
as
Brian?
I was
What's up?
watching. Hey guys,
Yeah.
I was at Saltwater Days here in Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. It was fabulous. Had a bunch of amazing Budweisers at
Yep.
the fire department sponsored beer tent.
Very nice.
Good times had by all. Still got my wonderful Messerschmitt over here. Haven't taken any good photos of it because I'm terrible at taking photographs. Not gonna lie. I always use my workbench as a photo booth.
Right.
I have always, forever, and it is a pain in the ass, but I still do it because I have no other option. And it is what we do when we have no options, right, guys? So, that being said, I feel like I'm really primed for the show that I'm already late to learn more about using an unconventional workspace as
Okay.
a photo booth, as well as using an unconventional, in a way, photo device for taking photographs. So thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for showing up, Brian. Man, I appreciate you. All right, so
All chiaroscuro.
so before I kind of start going into Brian's very specific kind of issue, let's go ahead and take a look at Miguel's photo that he's taken. Right. So let me make myself a little bit biggie. All right, so I think this is a good start, right? So the only thing I'm noticing is you're getting a little bit of warmth on your kit, and you're I don't know if that's your hand or not that's causing this yellowing, or if it's just the general yellowing of your environment.
I think that might the sun is setting and it's perfectly pointed through my window. So let me close up some blinds.
But I think this is a good start, man. So if you were zooming in, if you were taking actual photos of this thing, like and it's just the kit itself,
Yeah.
this would be a good start. Like I'm seeing a lot of detail here. I'm seeing a lot of kind of the cleanliness that you've put in and the effort you've put into this. So it's a good start. Okay, so now with Brian's,
But wait, Miguel, where
Brian.
you live, there's the sun?
3 months out of the year we have sun.
Fucking elitist asshole. Oh my god. How dare you have the sun?
You can come over for a weekend if you so please take
I
advantage
don't
of the
need
sun.
you. I don't need you.
Well then I take it.
I learned that from Julio. I'm just joking around. I'm joking around.
okay, Brian. So if I make myself bigger again, so you see,
Yes.
like this is an example of a kit, photo I took of a kit I built on my workbench, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing kind of special about it. There's no neutral background, but the focus is on the kit itself. Like nothing is in focus except for the kit. And I think that is that's something that a lot of people kind of forget to do. So what you need, and I'll make another even bigger example here. If I kind of need to turn off my camera real quick because we don't want to be showing any kind of personal data.
Respect.
Let's see.
Look at Julio postulating.
He's really happy with what's happening right now.
Yeah, he's with it. He's with it, as he says.
User?
All right, and then I'll
Yes,
make
sir.
a really good example here of somebody who I think makes really great workbench photos. So Maker Studio, right? Everybody knows who this guy is.
Yep.
He's constantly building some good stuff, and he's building excellent things and taking good photos of it. Now, if you look at the photos he's taking, right? I mean, if you look at the background once again, nothing else is in focus except for the subject itself.
Sure.
And that is the pitfall that a lot of people who are taking photos are falling into, is that they're taking photos of the kit, but they're not making sure that there is a soft focus, or no, there is a soft bokeh on
The bouquet,
kit.
exactly. I wanted to say it. I was waiting for you to say it.
Is there a problem with having say that photo that you were just showing, but focus just on a section of the kit and the rest of the same kit blurred out? Or should the kit always be crystal clear and just the background?
Depends. No, it depends. Like, depends on your focus. So yes, it's great to take a photo of the overall image, but it's also good to take photos of like specific components when you're doing a photo set to show the detail of your work overall.
Yes.
It's like a scope
Correct.
versus, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's
Sorry,
make
guys.
this image right. Yeah, no problem at all, man. I appreciate that, Brian. So let's make an example of this image right here, right? So this is a full-on, 3/4 like tight focus image of the hyakushiki. The way he's taking the photo of this thing, right, is he's zoomed in. A lot of the actual like the shoulder, the left shoulder is blurred out. The right shoulder is also blurred out, and he's just focused on the head and part of the chest itself, right?
Mhm.
There's nothing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with this photo. It's still giving you're still seeing detail here,
Yep.
and it's detail that he's wanting to direct your eye to, because everything else isn't in focus, but the things that he's wanting you to look at. This is very I guess the right word would be on purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
and
would say that this photo is kind of like a thirst trap. Like, it's showing you the sexy shit, but it's also implying that there's way more sexy shit that you want to see. So you
Yeah.
want to see what's going on.
Exactly. And I mean, if you look at this photo right here too with his leg, everything right from the knee down is out of focus. Everything from the knee up is.
Mhm.
So
that's,
he's
that's
essentially
the results. That's the results that I'm getting right now with the ISO at 100.
That's
So
perfectly fine, man.
yeah. Okay. Perfect.
So yeah, so Endmaker is a really good example of really good workbench photos that don't take a lot of effort and a lot of time. So he already has, I'm guessing, he already has a couple of lights set up. I'm guessing, I believe there is he's done a work in like a behind the scenes kind of how he takes photos, right? Like right here. So he has a couple of LED lights here and there, and it's they're all diffused. There isn't a lot of them. It looks like there's a lot here, like there's four, but I'm guessing that's that's not what's they're not all used. But when you take a photo, it has to be nice and bright. It has to be the kit itself has to be very quite far away from your background. So if it's your workstation, right, Brian? And I'll make this one an example again. Um, like I like just because of how my stuff is set up, like my background is very very far away. Like this is literally where I sit, and I just move my chair. And that way, whenever I focus in on the kit, the bokeh on this is extremely high, just because there's nothing else for it to kind of focus in on that's on the same level.
Right. So that particular photograph, the one you just had, was taken from, like, let's say in respect to my workbench, it's taken from the point of my organizers, my hobby zone and otherwise organizers, right?
Correct.
Looking back out at the main room in general.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Just
yeah,
want
it's
to
all-
make sure we're
like-
clear.
And Kyle says it best. It's all about the depth of field. You need to get that depth so that because even if it is a work in progress, or if you're not necessarily showing the color, you want to be able to focus in on the details that you've worked so hard to add. And doing a very nice depth of field just helps you focus in even more on your work. Yeah, that's it. And then we got a couple of people just jumping in here. What's up, Zach?
What up, Zach?
Just relax. We got
Zach's
Sam
great.
though. Yeah, he is. Yeah, really cool dude. We also have Mr. Gunpla Paul. He gave us some bad news today. I don't know how I feel about him being here. It's cool though.
Oh, he cut his hair.
Yeah, man.
It's good for him. He
Yeah,
needs to let that weight come up off the shoulders. I recently cut almost all of the rest of my hair off.
oh, jeez. Everybody's just
Almost.
cutting their hair. All right, and then I'll make this.
You,
This
Pabs.
I mean, I did cut my hair, just not all of it.
Pabs
Here's
is
another
a
example.
woolly
Right?
beast.
I got a question for you, Pabs, real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
What's the rule of thumb as far as zooming in with your phone because it's a digital zoom? Avoid it.
I would try to do as little of it as possible.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I would try to avoid using that terminology as much as possible as well.
Which
Like-
terminology?
The rule of thumb.
Okay, perfect. There is no
So
rules
If
of
you
thumb.
want, I'll beat the shit out of you. Seriously, ain't nobody want that.
The problem with the digital zoom is you're not only zooming in on your subject, but you're also zooming in on your pixels, and the amount of
yeah.
noise that shows up when you do a digital zoom is both disgusting and heartbreaking.
Yeah, true. Okay, noted.
Yeah, so
Great question, Miguel. Also, I
Yeah.
should say. Aside from my joking and shit.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, brother. No stress.
all right, well, let's make this into let's make this into so this image right here is as an example, right? It's not a full image of the kit. It is again another tight image, right? The right shoulder is completely blurred out. The left shoulder is in focus as well as the head. Now, when you look at this image, right? There's like a soft warmth to it that might not necessarily work well for some people, right? And this is mostly because I wasn't using the same lights. So this was slightly darker shadows. Like lighting is very, extremely important whenever you take photos because if you want it to be in true color, like let's see here. Yeah, like the difference in temperatures between this picture and this picture, and this was taken at the same time, is staggering.
Oh, it's huge. You're right.
Yeah. Julio, I ain't heard you talk in a while. You okay, bro?
I'm about to send you some pictures, Sang.
Okay.
I've been
ruminating.
sending you pictures, Pabs.
You've been sending me pictures. Okay.
I haven't sent shit. Oh, Pabs, you're okay. Only audio. Okay.
Right now, yeah. While I download
Do your thing.
Julio's.
Respect. I'm over here checking my head.
As one does.
Mm-hmm.
You said Miguel. You said you sent me a couple images, right? There it
Yeah,
is.
always on Instagram.
Okay. It would help if I actually accepted your.
Yeah, it would, right?
Yeah, that asshole.
Not accept, but unblock me at least is the least you could do, I think.
Okay.
I didn't even set down. I have nothing. This is what I got, guys. This is what I got from my. I'm just here hanging out.
You're bringing your charm and personality, Brian.
I know.
That's what
Last time we did the photo thing, I was just in the chat. I was working my ass off on trying to get this put together for the MosquitoCon IPMS that has already come and gone, and here I am still working on it. Though I feel personally that at that time when the stream was going down, I realized I wasn't going to complete the model in time. And that was okay. And that's a beauty because Kyle in episode 2 of the Built Sideways podcast talks about like, you know what? I should have recognized when I was beat and stopped rushing and hurting myself and just continued to work on the model and make it what I wanted it to be. So
you know what?
I
Brian,
learned from Kyle.
But yeah, speaking of,
What did you learn from me? Because I don't think many people learn
There
things
you go,
from me.
Kyle. I learned. I also picked up from our camaraderie and our interactions together. You were like, you know what? I should have known when I was beat, when the competition wasn't going to come to fruition for me on this piece, and I should just like set it aside and not work like struggle and compromise your personal life
Speaking
to
of
try and
those,
complete. Yeah. So, and I did that at that night when Pabs was doing the great first episode of the tutorial, which is valuable fucking information. I learned so much. That was the night that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get there for the con, and that's okay, and that's great. That's not why I'm building the model. I'm building the model because I love it, and I want to show it mad respect and do my best job at creating my vision. And that's the jazz. And fuck yeah, Easy Boy. Fuck yeah, that's right, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep plugging. That's what we do, right? And that's the whole point of it. It ain't about going to whatever, doing the things. It's about having fun. Go. It's about having
Oh man. What's up, Kyle? How's it going, man? I'm really happy you made it tonight. I zoomed in on his butt. That's my bad.
I think that was his front butt.
His
That you
front
zoomed
butt.
in on. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick at some of the images that Miguel has sent us so far.
I don't think that's a butt either.
All right, so let's go
That's
ahead. I'm gonna take the screen real quick while we look at Miguel's. All right, so Miguel, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at this image. What do you? I want to know what you think of this image so far.
I think that it's not capturing the purples truthfully.
I see no purples, bro.
No.
No purples.
Yep, I'm seeing lots of cobalt blue, and How does he fix that, Pabs?
So okay, so from what when I'm looking at this image, right? I think you are, first of all, correct. You're not getting the true colors that you're looking at. You're still getting a ton of warmth on your image. Like especially if you don't mind me zooming in, Miguel, and I'm not zooming in on the details or anything. You're getting, so if you're looking at this white right here, right?
It's not white.
It's not white. Like it's almost yellow. It's almost a cream color.
Yeah,
but
it's cream at best. Yeah.
You think it's because my my main light, even though it's reflected on the black background, around it is completely white? May it be reflecting from that white wall?
It's possible. I did also notice in one of the other photos you sent me, you have a lamp that's orange, that's quite close to your vicinity, and that might be causing a little bit of this orangish.
Yeah, the temperature, the Kelvin range of the light bulb.
Right.
But it's an LED one. 1 second.
Can you calibrate the warmth of the LED?
No.
Okay. Because the two LED lamps that I use over my workbench, I can calibrate from what the hell is it? I can go from 5600 Kelvin down to 3300 Kelvin, which is pretty dramatic, from orange like way up to almost pure blue.
So this one is 5000 Kelvin.
Okay, so it's pretty bright,
right? It is pretty bright. I don't know. I honestly don't know, because all three of them are LEDs.
So okay, Miguel. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm going to take the screen again real quick. So when we're looking at your image right here, right? Yep. So you said that you have I told you to point your LED light at your background.
Yes.
Right. So I'm trying to look. So if we look at your screen real quick, so you see that this light right here is pointing right above your kit, correct?
Yeah, right there.
Right, it's right there in that middle bit. Now, if I take the camera again, you see there's a yellow on the one side.
Oh fuck.
Right?
Okay. Let me. Maybe it was still part of that sun going down.
It's entirely possible. So I think also this light right here is and I'm guessing that's the sunlight, right?
That's the sun. That's the sunlight. Yes, correct.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that's causing an issue right there for you.
Which is now gone. So I'm gonna retake a few.
Okay. We can take a look at some of the other ones here. So yeah, you can see it's very orange, man. Like it's very yellow. I'm not sure what's going on.
But okay, so even though it's pointing there right now, I can see it orange on the black. This, to me, on camera it's white, but to me this is orange.
Okay,
what color light are you using, Miguel?
We might have you set your white balance to be something else. If can you show me your phone one more time, man?
Yep. Sec.
So there should be a white balance meter right there. You see the thing that says AWB?
Yep.
So I need you to set that to, and then if you hit it, and then show me your settings real quick. Let's move it towards I think it's left. to make it cooler.
It's at
See how
5,000
it's
K.
turning? Yeah, see how it's turning blue.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so so let's find a more. That's a little too blue. Let's move it back to the right, and then move it a little to the left, a little more to the left. I can't really see. Is it at 3800 right now?
It is at 3,800. Yes.
Okay, let's give that a try, and see if that helps your colors remain true.
Okay.
And then Easy Eight Boy says, "Hey Pabs, is there any time you'd want that warm orangish tone? If you're taking a mood photo, so if you, I'll make True Gumpla Joel an example, right? He loves his LEDs and he loves his tones. That might be a time where you would actually want that kind of that warm hue. If you're looking at if for example, if you're doing a diorama, right? And you're looking at you're trying to portray a time of day, that might be something you might want to do. All right, and then let's go ahead and because I know this little boy has been waiting for a little while.
Hi. These are better.
Yeah, these are better. You think?
These are better, I think. I'm gonna be like,
But
nah, this shit is doo doo.
no. So what do you think so far?
I don't
How
think
do you feel about it?
this is the first one I sent you.
Is it the first one you sent me?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, let me turn off my camera.
You fucking up, Pabs.
I probably am. Not gonna lie. Let me just turn all this off. That's fine. Clip the nubs. 9 minutos ago.
Hey. Shh.
Take that, Spunky.
And Spunky was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Fuck you, babes.
How dare you?
Okay, so let's go ahead and turn my camera back on. Yeah, wait. All right. So you like these better?
Yeah, I don't know why it looks so resolution there though.
It's whenever you send it to me through Instagram, it downgrades the photo a little bit. It actually makes it a little bit darker. So it's that don't worry about it. I mean, we can kind of surmise what you're trying to portray here, right? And I think the lighting on the actual kit is a lot better, a ton better. Like the fact that you have the light on the bottom left here, and now you're seeing the detail here a little bit more, is definitely a good thing. This is definitely a great start. The only thing, and let me, can you show me where your bust is in relation to your background? I would I would move that even further away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your background is still way too in focus.
Okay.
But otherwise, dude, this looks fucking great.
Not bad, right? You see that
Not
big
bad.
old chip that came out the side of that shit?
I'm trying to ignore it. Look,
I
I'm
fucking
covering
hate it.
Look, I'm covering it with my mouse.
Yo, I gotta
Hold on.
repaint. I gotta repaint so hard.
Look, I'm covering. It's just my mouse, man. Don't even worry about it.
That shit chipped on me, man.
So Pabs, I took another two. The first one was 3,600, and the second one is 4,000.
Okay,
I think the second one is a little better.
I even just looking at it through thumbnails, I already 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and download that, and then we'll show everybody the difference between the two. Right?
Yeah. The shield is a little messed up though for some reason.
We'll ignore the shield for now. All right. So here is Miguel's first image, right? So this is with the white balance of 3,800, which is obviously a little too blue. And like I said, it's fine to experiment to make sure that things, your environment is being accommodated. So experimenting and seeing how it looks. But obviously, you can see the yellow is completely gone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's off. It's not even there anymore. So this is way too blue. But let's go ahead and open your other one. So here, definitely a ton better, right?
Yeah.
Like you're getting truer whites. You're getting if anything, your blues and your purples. I mean, your purples are getting more intensified, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that's me being biased. But this is a good shot, Miguel. If I could suggest anything, is I would move the light closer to your phone towards this area right here, so you're not getting these harsh shadows.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But good shit, man.
It's coming.
Hey,
Okay, so actually, I'm very curious to see what Cal's doing. I want to know what Cal, what are you doing right there, man?
What? I'm not doing anything. What are you talking about?
What?
Also, Paul, you're welcome. Full moon. Plenty to look at.
Look, Paul has a suggestion for you, Julio.
I can't read it from here.
He says maybe if you take it off the bench and put it on the shelf, it
It
wouldn't
got
get
chipped
chipped.
in transport, Paul. All right,
Yeah, Paul.
Paul.
And then
Car.
Sam L says, "This is perfect because I need to take pics of my latest build before I pack it." There you go, man. This is the entire point of this. All right, there's no paywall behind this. There's no long ass video to watch if you're not watching the replay. This is I'm trying to help these guys out and you guys like live. So let's if you have any questions, Sam, feel free to ask anything. It doesn't matter what it is, man. I'll try my best to answer it, and I'm sure the other guys will have their inputs as well. But yeah, everybody's doing great so far. Let me see if this is charged enough so I can put it back on the camera.
Dear God, what are my settings set at? That was a long snap.
Pabs, why would so much of my photo be out of focus? Do I need to put the ISO at a higher number?
No. So the reason a lot of your images or your subject is out of focus is your aperture is at a different setting or at a setting that you might not particularly like. I don't know if the app that you're using has that option. I'm pretty sure it does.
Is it the F thing?
Yes, f-stop.
Let me look for it.
So
The lower
as
the
I'm
number, the more light comes in, but the smaller depth of field.
yes, correct. Thank you, Kyle. See, I knew there was a reason I wanted you on, man. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
The only reason.
So while we've been doing this, all right. So we're an hour and a half in, or an hour in, and the sun's been slightly going down. So now we're in kind of like the twilight of Illinois here, right? And if I go back to the picture of uh, my subject here, you'll see it hasn't changed at all. It's still exactly the same. So
You
like
have artificial light.
yeah, it's all artificial light, despite the fact that the sun is still coming through into this room. Like I am right in front of the window. It's not affecting it at all because my lights are stronger than what's being than what the window is bringing up. Do you guys have any questions? Making sure my phone camera has enough power for this. And then let's if I switch over back to the studio camera, wait for it to load up. You guys should see the setup again, just in case you guys need to see it one more time. I do miss building busts, man. I want to build a bust again.
Yeah.
More busty bus?
More busty bust. Got that barbatos. Like maybe I should open up.
Do it, man.
Yeah. Is it the same one I have? The Amazing Cast?
Yeah,
We should do it together.
you said that about the wound wart. Look what happened to that.
Shh. That was the past. This is now.
Careful that he's already entering another group build that you're probably not aware of that he committed to today.
Is that a Plamo
I mean-
Labs thing?
I kind of committed to it when we first started about it. But yeah. Way to snitch on me, Miguel.
Just trifling ass. I'm
Right
still
on the bus.
butthurt at you from yesterday.
Hey, I was driving home.
Were you driving home or were you watching a movie with the missus? Which is it?
Well, I did one and then I did the other.
Okay.
Okay, so Julio, how did you move the kid closer to your camera?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Now, go ahead and see if you're able to mess with your f-stop as well, your apertures. See if you can get a better depth of field because yours for some reason is very shallow.
My f-stop's at 5.6.
Go lower. I don't know what happened to Brian. I think he's still
I'm right here.
Okay, I'm speaking. I didn't. I thought you were audio only. Okay, so
Yep, I am audio only. Yeah.
Kiyomeka is asking, "Hey Pabs, late to the stream. What is the backdrop you're using? Doesn't look like paper." So yeah, you are correct, Kiyo. It is not paper. It is actually kind of a plastic. Let me see if I can get a link for you guys to check out. Pretty sure I got it on Amazon. Plastic.
Yeah, you get your stuff from shamefulbackdrops.com, right?
Shameful. Yes, that's the word. Let's see here if I can get the hem top. There it is. All right. So it is a PVC material. Let's go ahead and go back to this. Boom. All right. So this is it. So this is these Sellens 40 by 66.5 centimeter, 15.7 by 26 inch photography backdrop matte and smooth PVC background black. So these are actually pretty big. Somebody actually used the Gundam to show you how it looks. I didn't. I swear to God, I didn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is it, man. Like what's really nice about this thing is obviously you don't get the creases and stuff that you get from construction paper. So for example, if you look at like Kyle's paper here, and I know he'll kind of remove it using the depth of field, but it just eliminates the kind of the problem of having those things, right? So if we go,
I'm a bit bunched up on it too, so made it more exaggerated.
yeah, if you go back to my camera, you'll see I don't get any of that. If I go
Like,
back to the studio.
No
Studio.
lie. I also ran with I didn't have large enough construction paper to do a full sheet, so I'd run 2 of them and have to play the seam shadow game. I see that Miguel has a little bit of a seam in the background below. I know that we can see it from his POV camera, but I think
Mhm.
that the photograph from the phone is missing that like seam, obvious
Mhm.
seam we can see at the bottom.
You know, it's
Um,
an overlap too.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
overlapped.
what essentially what Miguel is doing is since he's taking detail shots, right, where it's not going to be full body shots, you won't be able to see that scene because it's
Nope.
going to be
I will
Yeah,
most
something-
likely be cropping even the photos that I did take just to focus on exactly what I want.
Cool.
yeah. So back to real quick to this this backdrop right here. There's also actual like different colors that you can get if you really wanted to. Um, whether it be pink or white or blue, whatever color you want, man. I mean, black is just the easiest color to kind of work with here. And it's at a stupidly cheap price at $9.99 with Prime shipping. So, and then if I go back one more time to the studio images, you'll see how it's kind of set up for me. So there's behind the backdrop right now, there are 2 tripods. I've got 2 clamps holding the camera up, or the backdrop up, and then it's just rolled up and then kind of moves slightly forward towards an angle so that the fold from where it hits the table isn't so strong. And then you can see in terms of the placement of my like my build to my table, it's very close to the edge. There is a massive kind of space in between my kit and my backdrop to give me the maximum depth of field possible. And then to see the result of that is as you can see right here.
Sent you 3 more photos, Babs.
Oh, you sent me 2 more photos. Thank you, Julio.
3 more. Yo,
3 more.
The zoomed in one looks gee.
It looks like what? It looks like what?
It looks gee.
It looks gee.
It
Okay.
look gee.
All right. Do you want me to download all of these? What do you want?
Oh, you show whatever you want.
Okay, let me see. Let me take a look and see which one is a good one to show people. Here we go. I'll take this one. Save that. We'll take a. Ooh, this is a good one right here. I like this one. Okay, so we'll take a look at your first one. That's zoomed in from the opposite side. Right here. So, what do you think of this one?
I like it.
Yeah.
Make yourself
Yeah.
bigger.
Ooh, that is a nice photo.
Yeah,
I'd
you
buy
see
that.
do you see how your depth of field is eliminating a lot of your creasing?
Background. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's really helpful to making sure that your kit itself. Though I will say, Julio, your image is a little dark, but that just
Mm.
might be Instagram's processing of your image when you send it to me.
Mm.
But other than that, man, I really like this one. What I like even more, if I just stop my camera real quick.
It's me.
No, not you. Stupid. Is this image one? This one right here. This is a good image. The only thing that I would knock this for is the harsh shadowing that sometimes you can't really do much about.
Mm.
You can add another like kind of soft key light towards the left hand side, so you're eliminating some of this. But
Yeah.
otherwise, this is a good image. This is a very dramatic image. It's pretty cool.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good job, man.
Thank me.
Yeah, post them. Well, you got that chip though. What are you gonna do about that chip?
I'm gonna leave it. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to leave it.
Put
That's why I
your
repaint the
chooch signature on it.
How's it going, Miguel? Look at this, man. You can actually see his face and everything. It's wilding me out.
Wigging me out,
There
man.
he is. There he is.
No,
Come on, take pictures.
this was a face reveal at 1,000 subs on Plamo Ronan's channel. What are you guys doing?
Screenshot.
Caught in 4K. All right,
We
Pat.
gotta-
I sent you another two.
Okay, great. Stop my camera real quick. Let's take a look.
Don't feel bad, Miguel. The only thing people are going to be doing is counting your nose hairs.
That's it, right?
All right, save image.
Sam
And
says, I hate my photo booth. I respect that because I also hate the photo booth that I bought as well. It is garbage and I don't use it anymore.
I
It's actually-
sent you guys a link to the ones I use, right?
It's actually not garbage. It's not bad. I have a newer 24-inch pop up.
So, guys, is 4 lights too much?
No.
Oh.
What
it
is
depends
too
on the
much and
balance.
too little?
Yeah, so it really what really matters when it comes to lighting is its positioning, right? So the in terms of the obviously the temperature of the light, the positioning of the light, and the diffusal of the light, and what its purpose is in your scene. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the balance of the light.
Like if you have 4 lights and they're all pointed at your kit, that's not going to do you any good. That's not going to do you any favors. You're going to have a very overexposed piece. You're going to have you're gonna blow out everything, and you're not going to see any detail. If you have 2 lights pointing at your ceiling, right? You have one pointing at your background, and then you have another one from the bottom looking up at your kit, and all of these lights are diffused. You'll get a better control of the temperature, the exposure, and the brightness of your image. So those are very important.
Yep.
All right, Babs, I sent you 3 pictures.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and look at Miguel's real quick before we take a look at Kyle's.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Miguel, what do you think of this image right here?
I don't mind it. Maybe.
What do you mind about it? So that's my
I think
that's why I'm asking this question.
I think the head is out of focus. I think there's not really much focus other than at the beginning of the propellant tanks, which is not exactly what I was going for.
Well, it looks like your focal point is those fuel tanks.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what it looks like. But I mean, if I wanted that, I think I would have pointed it down a little bit more. So maybe that's not a very good example.
Yeah, so my biggest critique of this image right here isn't the quality of the image, it's your positioning.
Yes.
Right. So when I'm looking at this photo, I'm the first thing I'm going to ask is I'm not going to ask you, but the first thing that's the first question that pops in my head is, what are you taking a photo of here? Because
But also, did you crop that? Is that, or did you zoom in on it?
yes, I did.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So mostly because I'm trying to make I was trying to make a point about your focus, but in terms of positioning, even because you were thinking, you said you were going to crop these regardless, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So if we if you're regardless of where you place your crop, right? Like
Mhm.
like there's still no focus. Like even if you were focusing on the fuel tanks here, it's already cut off anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get what you see.
Yeah. So
Also,
yeah.
Miguel, do you have a sheet of paper?
Like just
You have
regular
you have a
paper.
lot of overhead lighting, so you have a lot of forced shadows that you don't really want shadows in. So depending on what your limitation with lighting is, maybe like add some reflectors to kind of take some of the shadows off of like the binders, especially, because it I don't know, it's
Too much.
trying to find the word for it. Not much. It's just kind of a harsh shadow in that area where it shouldn't necessarily have one at that elevation because it's sitting higher than it is.
Mm.
So maybe use some paper, like a white paper or glossy type paper, to reflect some lighting into those little areas. And the good thing is, if you reflect lighting in there, it won't be as harsh as if you have a direct light pointed at those binders.
This is a
So
man dedicated.
you get a softer shadow rather than a harsh cut like that from the overhead lighting.
Let me see
This
what I
man,
can do about that.
this man dedicated to taking a good photo here. Look at this.
Oh, you guys should have seen the aerobics I was doing just to take photos of the fucking Fenix. Holding two sheets of paper, angling it, waiting for 10 seconds for the light to do it. Like I was like this. I had like a sheet of paper here and a sheet of paper over here, and then I had this to block the edge lighting so the background was broken off, and
So
get the perfect shot.
Sam says, Sam says he hates his photo booth, and he says the opening for mine is really tiny, so it's difficult to change any angles. And then he said he sent me a photo. So I'm going to stop my cam. So we'll take a look at Sam's photo real quick. I think he sent it to me via.
Maybe Instagram. Check Instagram.
No, he probably sent it to me via Facebook because that's how he usually sends me photos. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. There it be. All right, so I'm gonna save this, Sam, and we will take a look at your we'll take a look at your the results of your photograph. Gumball Paul says, Julio, please talk to your kid as you're taking photos. Oh, Don, yes, this is excellent.
yes. No, no, no. You're looking good. Sexy, sexy.
Fierce, fierce.
Fierce.
Let me see those claws. Show me those claws. Who's
You
a
got no
Gundam wing?
hands.
You're a Gundam wing.
You're a Gundam wing.
Okay, so Sam, this is an excellent photo. The only thing I would say is try your best not to take portrait photos. If you know what I mean. Like don't like this length. And your positioning
Vertical.
is this vertical look isn't a good look because the fact that your kit is straight on to the side, the and your gun is being cut out in this way, and it's not really hitting any kind of interest points is is kind of a problem. But other than that, man, this is a really good photo. You have a nice neutral background. You have a really great amount of depth here. Um, and it's this is a good looking photo. If I just zoom in a little bit here and then have it like this, right, and then if you had it at a 3/4 of an angle, that would be a really good look, right? Okay, and then let's see. Creeping Preview for you two says for horror slash mini, it's nice, but nothing special for normal kits. And she also follows up with, y'all should see the hoops I went through to photo my wingy boy. Excuse me. So again, I don't know if I showed you guys. I should probably show you guys again. If you guys do want to take photos using a photo booth, let me bring up the one I actually use. Choo, choo. And go here. Okay, great. Let's turn this comment off. Turn camera on. And then so this is the photo box or photo booth I use, right? So this is the Limo Studio 24x24 table photo. It comes with two lights. It comes with this tripod that I don't personally use. And it comes with these separate, or not separate, but different background colors. All right, and I mostly use black and white here. It's big enough that I don't have to worry too much about kind of wide kits. It's small enough that it's portable, and it's nice and helpful. You can take it with you wherever you go. And it's the lights are actually really helpful. I'm actually even still using the lights right now on my my
The bust.
yeah, on this bus right now. That's those are the lights I'm using. They're very good. And if I have them, why not use them? They're cheap and they look good. So
Motherfucker.
oh, what happened?
I think I took some good ones. But Pat is always like, "This is shit.
You can see his forehead.
This is shit."
Oh my god, look at that sexy forehead.
No.
You can see his hands. You can see his hands. So
Z's gonna get mad, bro.
Miguel, do you have a mirror, a small hand mirror?
Yeah, where I do my makeup every day in the morning, Kyle. No, I don't have a small mirror.
Exactly. Come on. I know you have one. Don't lie.
I don't. They're all fucking massive.
Right, well, so you know how you have that sheet of paper underneath him? Instead of it being gray, make it white.
That's sandpaper. I don't have it
Why do you have it standing on sandpaper?
because it kept sliding.
Because this man works with the barest bones of materials.
You need
Exactly.
white sandpaper then. Not that would be helpful to
So,
on a rough surface.
He doesn't even own a mirror.
Exactly.
How do you do
He
your
said
makeup,
so
bro?
himself, right?
So
That's what you said. You
Otaku
said I don't
Dan-
own a mirror.
I do not own a small mirror. They're all full body mirrors,
Full body mirrors. Ooh,
or,
la
are
la.
attached
la
to the
la.
walls.
Fabulous.
So
Do you ever like attach them in a square fashion and then make an infinity mirror for yourself and then fall into a deep pit of despair?
Play that song from Inception. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
okay, so Otaku Dan says he has this booth and it sucks, right? The one I just showed you guys. But I think it's just how you use it, right? I mean, I don't think I've let me see here. Let me grab a image from said photo booth. Let's see.
So, Miguel, take a sheet of paper and just put it directly behind it.
I don't have a
That-
sheet
that
of paper
light-
though. That's
you
the
don't have a
thing.
sheet of white paper? What the fuck?
Okay, wait. Actually, here, look, I got it.
Use
I
a
got it.
manual then. A manual
bro,
is made
look.
of white glossy paper. All right, now put it
To
directly
me,
behind it.
Tamiya 1.5 millimeter plot plate. There you go.
That works. Now put it directly behind it, and then make that same picture, and you'll see the difference in your shadows.
I don't know what the picture was. I'll just take a new one.
Okay,
There you go.
hold on.
Just
Stop.
make sure you have it opposite your
Kyle,
light.
don't have it directly behind your kit. Move it
Yeah,
up.
it's
hold
opposite
it
of your light.
upwards. Yeah, move it up. Yep, so that you still have the black background. Keep it up. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, keep going. All right.
all the
and
way
now,
up.
okay, there you go. Now take a photo.
How the hell am I gonna take a photo now? Oh, with the tripod. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
One sec.
there's a timer.
One
And
second.
timer and all that. Use your 10 seconds comes in handy sometimes. I know it's long, but when you got to run to the paper and then push it in place, it gives you plenty of time.
And then so Taco Dan man, like, so here's the result of me using that booth, and I mean it looks okay to me, man. Right?
That looks pretty good.
Paps.
That's not bad, right? Yeah.
Paps.
Yes.
Why are you holding out?
On who?
Show the goods.
What goods?
The pictures I sent you.
Oh right, thank you. Yes, give me one moment. Oops. This man just checking out his
over here edging me like I edged Miguel last night.
Jesus Christ.
Where did you send it, Kyle?
In the critical builds,
Critical.
the
Build?
chat.
Oh, you want full resolution picture so we can see all the details.
Kyle, I don't see where you sent it, man.
In Instagram?
No, I don't see it.
Oh, hold on. I'm on the Wi-Fi with the camera, so it's probably not sent them yet. I'm a dumbass. All right. Incoming.
Second Dan said I had better control of the lighting not using it. Yes, you know what, Dan, I will 100% agree with you that having a not using a photo box gives you a lot more control with what you're with your lighting and stuff. So this is why I'm doing this second episode, or we're doing the second episode, because I want to show everybody that you don't have to have like the super expensive equipment to be able to take good photos. Like for example, I mean, Miguel right here with his nose that's on screen
Oh God.
is taking
Shadows.
is taking photos right now with his phone and some construction paper and a couple of lamps. And he's coming out with some really decent images. Like,
So
you know,
Miguel, adjust the elevation and location of the paper. Like bring it closer or further to find out what gives you the best.
what I would do,
Reflection.
Miguel, is I would change the angle of the paper. So I know you're holding
Yeah.
it onto to the wall, but change the no, not the angle
No,
that
that's
way.
that's rotation.
The angle.
The
So
angle.
Other than 90 degrees.
there you go. So essentially point it towards
Yes.
your kit. There you go.
Yeah, you're talking about pitch, not angle.
There you go. Pitch. You want to bounce it.
Thank
wanna
you,
bounce
Brian.
the light.
Thank you.
Think of light like a straight line. You want to bounce it off of it. Pew.
Pew. Pepe le pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
So Kyle,
Right, so they should have been sent.
Kyle, I want you to so you sent me these, right? I want you to send me
Yes.
images of the photos you took of this build, the first time you took photos of it.
Okay, here I'll send you one. I like the black background better. There's more contrast with her hair.
And then Easy 8 Boy says that is a spicy barbecue. I can confirm, Easy 8, it is indeed spicy.
You got a rock and a stick? Come on, guys.
And then Creeping Pretty for You too says, for my minis, I got a $16 photo booth, which perfectly fine. And then she says, for larger projects, I use a few lamps, gray sheet, and the camera. Yeah, those work, man. I mean, some of your stuff is great. Yeah.
I got
There
a
you
question
go,
for you,
Adams.
Dubs.
Yes, sir.
Do you, when you're doing a photo shoot, do you move the model or do you move your camera?
I do both. I do a mixture of both, depending on.
And every time you do you reset your ISO or tinker around with it, tinker around with it until you have a new new setting, I guess?
No, I usually keep everything in the same setting. Sometimes I'll move a light around if I'm trying to accentuate one part of the kit that I'm wanting to show. But usually I try to keep everything the same, just so that I have the same kind of exposure and light as as a set. Because
So
you
when
don't want to keep
when
moving that around.
when you move the lights, you don't necessarily change the settings on the camera then.
Correct.
Okay.
Yo, Babs, I sent you 3 more pictures, say.
Okay, I see it. I'm waiting on Kyle to send me his before image, so we can
I'm pulling it
compare.
up now. Sorry, I have a lot of photos.
I feel your pain, Kyle.
It's just pictures of something that's growing on him. And you wanted to figure out what it was.
You're like, oh man, that's that one photo. Oh man, that's that other photo. Oh shit, that's what it used to look like? Fuck. Alright, and mind you, the setup I have now is vastly more superior than the one I used for that previous photo shoot.
Correct, but even in terms of your positioning and your angles here, is way beyond what you had done previously. So
Yes,
I'm kind of,
yes.
and let me say this as well. Like the photos you guys have been sending me have been fucking amazing, and I'm trying not to toot my own horn, but I'm starting to
You're
think
getting
these
better
lessons
and
are kind
better,
of
right?
working.
Yeah.
It's all because of Pabs. Just gonna put that out there, guys. I learned my skills from Pabby Cakes.
All right, so I'm just gonna use one of these photos for now. So we're gonna go save this image.
Give you variety.
Ah,
Just to
Pabby
get the point
Cakes.
across.
The baker's lad.
Okay, so I'm going to put this here. How do I? There we go. And then we're gonna choose another photo. Yeah, we'll do one that's a similar angle and a similar kind of composition, right?
That's what I was trying to find.
Okay, so let's go ahead and share my camera. Real quick, make
Is
it
there a
so
chip
bigger.
on this? No.
Don't
It's a
pay no
glare.
attention to the chip.
Oh no, God, no! I thought I had a chip on her hat. I was like, oh my God, no! It's just a glare. I'm like, that's a fucking heart attack.
Real quick, I just want to let you guys know that tonight's show is brought to you by Pabby Cakes, the leader in transatlantic digestive biscuits. Always
have it
remember
with
to
your
have your
tea or
patty
coffee.
cakes with your tea or coffee in the morning. Taster's choice can go fuck themselves.
Brought to you by
Thank you.
Pepper Cakes
Please.
LLC.
Okay,
In the
so
morning, I like to stuff a patty cake in my ass and throw a bunch of coffee in my throat.
Ever since I started eating Pepper Cakes, my poops have gone out much easier.
Tonight's show is also brought to you by Baby's First Sensual Oil, because you're never too young to set the night on fire.
good God. Okay, so let's take a look at these here. Okay, so the left is the before image, and then the right is the image you just took, right, Cal?
Yep.
Yeah. So everything from focus to lighting to the vibrancy of the colors that you've used here is dialed up all the way to 11. This is a great image, Cal. Like if I looked at this image, I was like, oh man, looks like the producer of this fucking resin this resin statue is taking photos of it like right now. Like this looks like a promo image. This is fucking great.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
Very
you.
good stuff.
good shit.
I try. I take the skills you taught me.
Yeah, and then
Some
Cal, can
trial
you
and
turn?
error.
Are you able to turn on your webcam real quick?
Yeah, hold on. All right,
Thank you. And look at this man's setup. Like there's no photo booth. There's no like super special like
Camera
equipment.
or light. 3 lights, all filtered with paper, and then the camera is within 3 inches of the subject piece, and then about
how
a
far
foot and
is
a half away from the background.
Thank you. That's what I was getting at. So he has that depth of field from his background. I'm just gonna switch back over to your images here, Kyle. He has that the depth of field from his background. He even has a soft focus on the belly here, and then everything else is in focus from the head up, or the chest up technically. So he's accentuating what it is he wants you to look at with this image, and this is great. This is really good. So
Oh, it's a touch of my soul.
let me see if I can find a second another one of your photos here. So,
I wanted the same angle, so maybe the zoomed out one might be a good one to compare.
I feel like a lot of the issues that I've run into photographing kits has been dealing with that depth of field and trying to, because I work in such a large format most of the time, trying to get everything into the frame, for an overall shot. I mean, detail shots are whatever, but like trying to get like all of the flea or all of the Briegel or all of Moscow or...
That's a matter of playing with your f-stop.
yeah.
So when you're doing a larger kit, and I was talking to Julio about this last time today. So typically, because lighting should never be a problem. You have as many lights or as many artificial subjects you can use to give you the lighting necessary. So if you crank it up to like an 8 or a 10 are great for large pieces because you're going to have more stuff in focus.
Yeah, the problem with that you're gonna run into, Brian, is that since it's such a huge, the thing you're taking photos of is so big, you need to kind of step back further away, which is then going to obviously require you to zoom in more to be able to get the composition of your image right. Yeah, if you mess with your depth of field and your f-stop and your aperture, and if you try to try to safely have your subject further away from your background, it's really going to help intensify that depth of field, and you won't have the problem of having your drawers in focus anymore.
Also, Brian, what lens do you use on your camera typically?
I have a couple of different lenses that on my 300. I have like a Nikon 3300. It's not super fancy, but it is still a DSLR. But I mostly take my photos with my cell phone because it's much easier to translate those to digital files. I do have like a broadcaster chip for my camera so that I can like broadcast to my computer to pick the images up and this and that. But it's like fucking pain in the ass.
Ryan, if you have what is it you said you have? What camera do you have?
I have I have a 3300. It's a Nikon, but I also have this one here we have at our disposal that I haven't used yet. That is a D5000.
Okay, So both cameras, they should have a tether option, so you can just tether it straight to your computer as you're taking photos, and they'll
Mm.
save it straight to your hard drive, and that will help you kind of not have to transfer stuff over or
Do you mean
mess
like
with them.
Bluetooth, or do you mean
So
via cable?
your
Oh.
D5000 should have the option to connect via Wi-Fi to your your
Yeah,
phone.
I'm gonna guess that this does because my
Yeah.
other one
Miguel's
does not.
showing his pussy to us.
Stupid. But in terms of your older one, you should have either a HDMI connection or a USB connection or
Mhm.
a FireWire, which is a very old school way of doing it.
Old school
Connection. That'll connect to your computer. You'll be able to see your photos live, and you'll be able to take photos, and it'll immediately save them to your computer instead of having it saved to your SD card.
What is this one? Nikon DX AF-S Nikkor 55-200 millimeter 1
So
colon
it's a
4
55 to 200. It's a
Yes, it's a 55 to 100.
5.6G.
It's
The fuck's
that's
that?
that's a high zoom lens.
Oh, okay.
Not exactly a macro, but it's
No, yeah, and this other one is a AFS Nikkor 18-55.
18-55 is your standard kind of size lens. That's kind of the standard thing that a lot of cameras come with.
out the box.
And
You have a fixed, fixed one?
that is exactly the one that I use right here. This is an 18-55. If this will decide to switch over to my actual phone, there we go. You can see it right there. That is the 18-55 lens right there.
Oh, respect. Yeah, there's like UV. There's a bunch of stuff in this bag I didn't know about. There's like UV filters, and this is pretty impressive. I don't know.
The 18 to 55 is a pretty one to good work with because I know Pabs and I were talking like anything 30 to 50 is pretty much a good.
Yeah, anywhere
for
between
large.
35 to 55 is your sweet spot for like general use, right? Like
Yeah, I'll have to
above-
dig out my camera to really like. This is like this is Moss camera, so
anything above 55 is going to be for your super nice close-up shots where your camera's further away and you're zoomed in with your lens. It's more of a specialist type of lens. So the 18-55 is perfectly fine for what you need it. If you're
I
taking
think I got a
photos.
55 on mine right now without adapter. No, I have a. What am I working with right now? Fuck, I can't see the ring. Where are you? Here.
look at this ridiculous mop. I feel like the Joker from Killing Joke before he turns into the Joker.
So I've got a fixed 28 mil, but I also have a ring on it, so it's about close to a 45.
So you can see how close my camera is from the subject here. So it's roughly about what?
What's that?
8 inches or 10 inches.
It's so close.
Yeah, it's very close, and then you can see how far it is actually from the background here. And what's up, Ty Furious, man? It's all right. Watch the replay if you want to. And then let's take a look at one more time at the another image from Kyle here, which is a closer kind of in terms of like how far away he is from the subject. So this is this is before, this is after, and you can see it's night and day. So good shit, Kyle.
True.
Thank you.
That looks great, dude.
Yeah,
I
this
think
looks pretty good.
the picture on the left, I'm further away from the piece, but the piece is still considerable distance from the background. And I think I gotta remember what lens I use. I used a completely different lens too, because I try using a bunch of different lenses to see what works best for what I'm trying to shoot. Because different size builds are gonna have different requirements that work better. Not to say there is like a one fits all kind of thing, but some might work better than others.
Yeah, and can you? I mean, if you look at
the raw
her,
data.
even her face, man, like her face is somewhat. It looks so much nicer on your new photo from your old one, despite the fact that it's slightly overexposed, just very slight. It
My
looks
key
a
light.
ton better. Like there's life. There's almost like a certain amount of life to this image, whereas this one is flat and sort of kind of a little bit. The gamma's kind of maybe moved too far over. You know what I mean? Like it's not. There's not that vibrancy. But when you're looking at this other photo, man, this is really good. So
Both,
shit,
I think one's. I think both of them are unedited at this point. I pulled them unedited, so you don't have to edit your photos for them to be good.
so I did notice. Miguel,
Mhm.
you just took a photo, right?
Yeah,
Can you
I'm testing out angles.
can you do
What's
that
up,
one
bro?
more time?
Okay.
I can already tell that this is going to be a very washed out photo.
Yeah, don't. So what I usually tell people not to do is take photos when there is a light behind the camera because now you're casting a shadow over your
I see what you mean. Yeah, I did that. Yep.
there you go. Don't do that.
Okay.
That's a big no.
Okay, so I'll try and put it elsewhere. I'm trying to get a good headshot.
Just have your camera right next to the light.
Yeah.
Next to it is perfectly fine. Yes. So Julio, you said you sent me more photos, right? Let's
3 more.
let's take a look at yours real quick.
3 more.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you said 3 more.
Mhm.
Okay. Save image. I have so many photos of all of your bills now. I'm gonna start taking credit for all of it.
At least
Not me.
Okay, Pat.
Oh, Brian, once you start taking photos, I'm gonna take credit for that too.
Got all
What is
eyes
that?
on you, Pebs.
Yeah.
That's a freaky looking camera. Is that a
It is a
webcam?
camera. Yeah,
a
no,
lamp.
it's a Nest camera.
Ah,
This
You're
one's
not
broken.
taking photos of the kid with the Nest camera, are you?
No, boss, this one's broken. It's
It's
gonna be art.
okay. So
Waste not,
let's
want not.
let's close all of these old ones real quick.
No, that being said, I realized not just now, but incredibly recently that I don't even have backdrop material anymore. Everything that I had that was backdrop material just was like
Tossed out.
when
Yeah.
they did the move.
Go to the
I
hobby
honestly,
store
just,
and
like,
buy a roll of
Aced
paper.
everything.
Honestly, Brian, I don't think you need it.
I've had many
I
rolls
think
of paper.
with your
Oh,
workbench setup, I think having like workbench photos for you would be a good look.
I need to curate the workbench better for those photos because I do have cool elements to the workbench, and I agree with you, Chris, that I can totally manipulate my my bouquet and do proper photographs and make it look nice. But I get a little bit of clutter, so that's just a personal thing, that I need to work on. Yeah,
It just means you work hard, man.
see, that's why we have long workbenches, Brian, so you can just push all the clutter over to the left and right
I
of the
don't.
picture.
I realized
About it.
I did the calculations today, and I literally cut 2.5 square feet off of my workbench when I
Ugh.
shortened it.
Whew.
Like, because I
That's
have a fairly
prime
decent
real
sized
estate.
workbench, and I cut 6 inches deep versus the length of my shit. So
Okay.
yeah, manipulate that bouquet. You know it. It's actually BOKE, but I'm saying.
Manipulate that bucket.
That bucket.
Yo, I spin a bucket all day. Centrifugal force.
All right, so let's look real quick at Julio's images here. Okay. So Julio, is there any reason why your setting needs to be so fucking small?
No, this is just how they come in. I download them at 2 megapixels. Not like the original format.
Okay. Well,
Are you using like JPEG or are you doing RAW? What are you doing?
I think they're raw.
It should
When I
be
take them
raw.
with my camera. It should be raw, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, apart from that, this is good, Julio. So for some reason, yours has like a certain coolness to it. Like it's like there's like a cold tone to all of your images, which is a little strange because you have like yellow on the right? So you've got this yellow light right here, but yet like there's an overall coolness to your image. It's kind of strange, but I think it works. Like this looks great. The only thing I would say is if you're taking a full image of the photo, try not to have it cut off from both the top and the bottom here. So just framing it slightly. This is zoomed out.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you wasn't another zoomed in situation.
No, this is here we go here. There. Okay, there.
Ah.
So, yeah, just framing it slightly better because it looks like it's angled slightly downwards, right? So,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing that's just because of your tripod because it's not giving you the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is great, dude. I like it. Let's look at the other one here. See, this is straight on. I like this photo. This is good.
Sexy.
This looks
That is,
great.
Sexy.
So, despite the fact that you can still kind of see the creases a little bit on your background, that's not a big deal because the focus is 100% on your subject, right? Your colors are nice and are true. Your image is balanced. You're hitting that rule of thirds that we're talking about. So the interest is right here, right here, right here, and right here. So yeah, you're hitting that kind of nice balance of images. So if you were
Pleasurable spots.
I really
so-
love that. I really love that you're talking like design aesthetics as well as just like normal shit paps. Like I think that's great that you're dealing with like the rule of thirds and all of the other things that are like art 101, art 102 stuff. And I think that's because a lot of people miss that. They don't get it if they don't take it. You don't get that
Yeah.
opportunity to experience it. So that's really great. I think that's fucking
Yeah.
straight on, man. Good on.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I mean, when I learned this, when I was kind of trial by firing all of this, man, like it was all this stuff I had to kind of drill into my head. So if I'm able to kind of translate the stuff I learned and have it come out of my mouth, then all the better. But yeah, so Julio, I'll be honest, man, this is the best photo you've taken so far. Like,
Yeah,
everything.
The other side. Do the other side too. The other side look good.
Where is the other side? This one?
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. This is good. So the lighting here, I like more than the last photo.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
but
holding my phone up.
in terms of framing, the other one is better.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is really good. The only thing I would knock you for is since this is a full on shot of the entire bust. This isn't in focus, which is a little strange. This isn't in focus either, which is also a little strange. But I think everything else is good.
Thank you, Zach.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. I just pulled out my Art Fundamentals Theory and Practice book,
Yeah.
right? Has my syllabus in it from the summer of the year 2000.
So Kiyomeka has a question. How wide are your backdrops? The further we move the subject from the backdrop, the wider it has to be to stay in frame? Not necessarily. For example, Julio, how wide is yours right there?
Mine's pretty wide, like 4 or 5 feet, maybe.
Okay, that's a little wide. Kyle, are you still there? Oh, he's muted.
I'm still here, just muting the kids.
Let's see. My backdrop is or was, they were maybe 30 at best, 30 inches at best.
Yeah,
Pretty small.
Same.
Yeah.
That's how,
Like the
that's how
one-
much I have, Brian. 30 inches.
the one I'm using right now, Kyo, is like roughly 30. I want to say just like Brian's here, and depending on how you set up, man, you don't need any wider than that. Honestly.
Yeah. That's more about moving your model than moving your camera. So keep your camera stationary and have a way that you can reposition your model to take different photos with that same setup. So
Yeah. And what's nice is, I mean, and this has nothing to do with editing your photos, but you can always just crop the photo so that your subject is in frame and not have
Yeah.
like the stuff on the side that's kind of jarring.
Chris, do you ever take angled photos with the camera?
Explain angled.
Not on a like
not
so
on an
for
even
example-
keel. So if you're looking
Yeah,
down or
so,
up,
so for
dynamic.
example, yeah. So instead of me putting my phone like this, if I did something like this, only to like get a certain like a hero pose or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Let
yeah,
me
get that worm's eye view, bird's eye view. style.
Exactly. Something out of the ordinary, I guess.
something out of the ordinary.
Okay, I'll send you one right now that I took.
Yeah,
That I'm not going to
dynamic.
use. I won't
You mean-
use for
do
anything.
you mean
But
like this one or like?
not really. Look at the one that I just sent you.
Okay, hold on. I gotta turn off my camera so that people's messages stay confidential. There we go. Why? Okay, first of all, Miguel, why are you sending me stuff upside down?
Okay, that's what I obviously, because I have to take it, because the camera is right, the camera's over there, so on the top corner, and
Uh-huh.
I wanted to look at the kit from the bottom up. Okay, so I have to
Uh-huh.
put the camera on the bottom of the kit.
Okay.
Okay, that's why it's upside down.
Okay, so you can totally do that with with a tripod as well. Like let me give you an example, right? So you're talking about having a photo kind of looking up at the kit at an angle, et cetera, right? So let's see here. That's not a good example. Let's see. Upload.ing. Here we go. I gotta try to find examples, but you can totally do that. You can do that with a tripod as well, especially if you're on a table and you have a larger set tripod, because you can just have the tripod be lower than your table, have your camera look up at it, and then tilt it at an angle. And that's the kind of the magic of having a tripod, right? Because it helps
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
it helps you make those
Chris,
crazy angles, but keep it nice and still. As I try to find an example of
my shit is still so lost. I don't even know where my tripod is, honestly. Like, I don't even have my second camera. I just have the one webcam. I don't even have my second camera set up. I don't even know. I don't even know my head from my ass right now. That's the problem with moving, guys. Chris, you handled it really fucking well. I gotta say,
Brian, I really didn't, man. It's a nightmare even now. Trust me.
you're playing it off really fucking well. I'm just saying.
You fake it till you make it. Okay, here we go. Here's a good example, right? Let's try to find like an angle that you'd actually show off here. So even though this isn't to that extreme level that you had shown just now, Miguel. So for example, the wound wart, right? So the way I took a photo of this is it was obviously on a table, and then my tripod was like essentially I collapsed my tripod back down all the way down to its minimum height, and then I tilted all the way up, and I slightly angled it so that it was straighter because this thing is actually angled forward.
Oh, okay.
So this
you,
was
so you took the photo angled, but then you just straightened it out.
No.
Because I guess that was my question is, can I take an angled photo with a camera on an angle or whatever, and then just straighten it, or is there I gotta crop
why
it because
not?
now I have edges or whatnot?
Why not? Why couldn't you,
that's,
man?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all within artistic liberty. So if you're just dealing with cropping, tweaking a photo that you took of your shit, regardless of the askew or askew that you took your shit from, it doesn't matter how, because you're not doing anything to it. And they know, and even like if you look into like Zach and a lot of the other community members that host like personal competitions or challenges or whatever they might be, build offs, like they are like it's cool to crop your photo. It's okay to like balance the light because like know highlights, lowlights, stuff like that. That's totally fine. But if you're like gonna go and add like light flares and like digital backgrounds and like correct your anomalies and stuff like that, no, you can't do that kind of thing. But you can crop the fuck out of your photo. You do that in reality. They used to do it when they had the thing with the projector, with the big, all that shit in the red room. Like, but not like Black Widow. And
yeah. I mean, cropping your photo it doesn't count as editing your photo. You're essentially just cropping it so that it's better framed, and you're moving it so that it's more. What you want is more in focus than anything else. So that's perfectly fine to do, man. But
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, like old school stuff, like 35 millimeter film. If you did a crop or something like that, you could also zoom in on the film, like change the right without it. It really doesn't really alter because you did it with negative and it's like a pure image versus like digital stuff where you're doing pixels. But
Correct. Yeah, it's exactly
yeah,
the
I
same.
mean, yeah. So
Okay, so yeah,
Different.
cool. So we're at 2 hours. I think this is a good place to call it a day. Both Julio and looks like Kyle stop taking photos for now. If Miguel, if you want, I can keep helping you off air. And
I think I'm just gonna take a few more, and if I have questions, I can always shoot you a text. It's fine.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, man.
Awesome.
I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
And that goes with everybody in chat. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, if you don't understand anything that we've spoken here tonight, or you need more of a in-depth kind of explanation to certain things, just shoot me a message, Chris_Pabs on Instagram. I am more than happy to talk about that stuff with you. So let's go ahead and go through the round table, see where everybody can find everybody. Starting when you made that face, and I had to start.
Yeah. You can find me on some of these shows, and
Kyle.
I don't fucking know what to say to half of these shit. Yeah, you found me. Here I am.
This is a Clueless Gunpla Builder on the Instagram.
Yeah, what the voice in my head is saying right now, my conscience. God, my picture is so pixelated right now. Is that my internet?
No, I think that's your camera, Cal.
Do I have enough grease on my head to be on screen, guys?
Yeah, yes, you do.
See all
You
your
look.
boys.
Barely.
Some sweat on there.
No
Mm.
flop sweat. No flop sweat this
Do I
time,
get
my
some- damn it.
dude.
Do I get some
Thank
green now?
Thank you, Kyle,
Glary,
for showing us your forehead. Let's
Hi,
go
guys.
let's go to Brian.
Hey guys, I'm not in 240p. We're actually solving the internet issues that we have here at the house. We realized there were a few things that were going on that was throttling us, and for why, no one knows. Anyhow, we're on the path to correction. It was a great saltwater day here in Lawrence Harbor, New Jersey. If anyone was around in Lawrence Harbor, you can check this out. We were strolling around, had a few drinks at the beer tent, and Colleen is sleeping it off right now. Bless her, sweetheart. You can find me on Kodokai YouTube channel. The guys, everybody that's here, and then more stream Tuesdays and then Thursdays, and the YouTube. That's the YouTube. And then Instagram, I'm Bro Builder, and I do some stuff on Twitter too. And I try not to be too political, but goddamn, it's so hard not to tell people that they're dumb. Anyhow, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
I learn so much from Chris every time he does one of these tutorials. You guys, you gotta, tell your friends. That is valuable. Share it, share this. That's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna hustle. Chris isn't a hustle guy. Julio, do you hustle, Julio? He doesn't hustle. He might do a little shimmy, but that's only for his girl. And we go, Kyle likes to dance, but that's just all behind the doors and stuff. Listen.
Only for you guys, 4 a.m. and while I'm working on a build.
Yes, we know. Thank you. And that's the thing. Like, honest feedback from you to your friends about the goodwill and like the quality shit that we are slinging that shit. And that's what it's about. So please promote the knowledge sharing, because that's what it's about. Share that knowledge, and I have nothing to gain from it except like the opportunity to meet more people, and that is cool to me. Like, I want to know everybody out there that is building cool shit and that wants to build more cool shit. I want you to tell me about it, and I want you to listen to me talk ad nauseum about the stuff that I'm working on. Build community. This community. Anyways, I'm sorry. Get you off the screen.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, good sir. All right, Miguel. I forgot your name for a while.
Yeah. Wow. Just tell me you don't want me here already.
Just call them Nubans. Nubans?
For some reason, I kept wanting to call you Kyle. I don't know.
The Canadian Kyle.
Shit.
I'm with it.
Thank you very much for having me on. Hopefully I can post some of these pictures soon. I'm going to take a few more first, because just having obviously I don't have a camera, otherwise I'd be using it for this, but I'm streaming via my laptop, and just having it right here impedes me from angling the phone for some better photos. So
Sure.
I'm gonna do that right now after I sign off. But thank you very much. You guys can check me out on Instagram at Gumpanoob, and see you. Yeah.
Before you sign out, Ty Furious has a something to tell you.
Oh wait, I can't read it. One sec.
Yes, he is. Pro tip.
For the next 20 weeks now. Yes, so it took me 7 months to build a kit. For the next 7 months, you can expect 1 picture a week, Ty.
All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, let them know where to find you, Miguel. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man.
Gumpanoob with 2 zeros on Instagram. And every now and then on My Ties with Zian Guy on Gumplanornin's YouTube channel.
Hopefully that'll come back soon, man. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
All right. There we go.
Hey guys, I'm fucking tired.
Oh, you were me
Sorry,
last
man.
night.
Yeah. I mean, I also had one marijuana.
Oh, oh my!
One marijuana.
Which marijuana did you have?
Some Genoa.
Oh my goodness!
All right, Sephiroth.
It's so good, man. I got a mental reactor.
Ah,
Dum, 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 dum.
I love it.
I am the clipper of nubs, the taker of souls, Big Chooch, your brother in the back. Say hi to your mother for me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh!
See you guys Tuesday on a Kodokai Robo Dojo where
Whoop,
we
whoop.
shall be building some more stuff. It was a big
Mhm.
week. We streamed a lot this week, all of us.
Yeah,
Yes.
we really fucking
This was
have,
a full
dude.
one.
So yeah, see you next week, guys.
All right. Thank you, Julio. Thank you. All
No
right.
problem.
let's
Thanks,
get back to it real
Pat.
quick.
Thank you, man.
Don't even worry about it. All right.
Took some pictures to make some dudes cry.
Pat's making us better.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today and talking about the photography stuff. I know it might sound a lot like technical jargon and kind of a lot of trial and error, but that's kind of that's kind of how I learned. Like I learned a specific style and a specific kind of aesthetic by trying a whole bunch of different things. So don't be afraid to try it. Don't be afraid to try different stuff. Experiment and see what you can do. On the next one of these, and I am doing another one of these, probably in a couple of weeks' time. We'll talk about taking photos using just your workbench, so not even a backdrop, no photo booth, but just
Tight.
workbench photos.
I will actually take photos in that one. I swear.
Yes, and then finally there will be one more after that one, probably around mid-September, that is going to have Joel True Gunpla on there, and we'll kind of talk about like styles and aesthetics, because obviously his style and his aesthetic is totally different from mine. And the whole point that we're doing that for is to show you that there are different ways to take your photos. There isn't just one kind of concrete way, because there's different ways and different styles to kind of explore. So I'll let you guys know when that is happening. And then finally, there should be a Critical Builds episode coming up very soon.
Yeah.
We'll let you guys know on the specific date, but there will be one very, very soon. So just keep your eye out on social media and stuff like that. And yes, Kyle.
Look how big this fucking sword is.
Jesus Christ,
Bigger than my face.
that's dope.
Okay,
Is
go
that
back to
for
talking
the-
about serious things.
That's for the
Hmm.
Asuka.
Yeah, from the
Oh,
1/7,
Uh,
1/6 scale Asuka. Because yeah, I'm totally gonna build
shit.
something with tabs
I think my sword
Right.
is still out in the backyard.
from the recast.
Upside down.
Box. No, it is, but it's.
Oh,
I
okay.
have the
Okay.
lid in there.
Yeah,
So-
that's the way it is.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Back to me real quick. What was I saying? Critical Builds. Yeah, there will be another Critical Build soon. And if you guys don't know, we just released episode 2 of Built Sideways, the podcast episode, which is available on almost all major podcast services except Apple Podcasts. For some reason, it's taking a really long time. Yes, I am actively working on it. So hopefully you guys will see it on Apple Podcasts soon, but it's on everything else that you guys listen to podcasts to. We have a really, really interesting topic on there, which is the path or pursuit to perfection as well as the mistakes we've made in the hobby and out of the hobby. And then we'll let you guys know when you guys can listen to episode 3. That is also already in the works. So just keep your eyes and ears out, and that will be making its way to you guys soon. So once again, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on Tuesday for the workbench, and I want all of you guys to take it easy and have a good one. Peace out.
Take more pictures.
Take more
Respect.
pictures, please. Make it the best you can. Bye. Oh, I'll have everybody else say bye.
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 See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.